Hello, Brigadiers and Brigadettes and hockey fans alike. This is your captain speaking. Welcome to my channel. Now let's jump into some hockey content. Hello everybody, happy Wednesday, and we're going to be talking about Marc-Andre Fleury, the best Vegas Golden Knights goalie so far this season. Before we start, I just want to say thank you for your support. We are getting closer and closer to 250 subscribers. We hope to be there by the end of March, which is around my birthday. We will get there, I do have faith. So, if you are new, please make sure to subscribe. And with that being said, we're just going to jump right on in the video. So, the Vegas Golden Knights are a team we all know well. They've got a talented, hardworking team that knows how to dominate and win big games. The goaltending reflects that as well, as they've got two talented goalies that can, will, and have already won big games in their career. So far, though, Marc-Andre Fleury has been the better goaltender over Robin Lehner. This isn't a shot at Lehner, but it's definitely nice to see Fleury bounce back after a really rough year last year. Not the worst, but it was a rough year. I will say we need to talk about how we got to this point, though, because many people didn't expect Fleury to be on the roster at this time last year, or even just a few months back before the start of the season, after his agent tweeted a picture of Golden Knights head coach Peter DeBoer's name on a sword going through Marc-Andre Fleury, as if he had been stabbed in the back. Things started to rev up from there as Lehner was becoming the starter, and it would be more and more likely that it looked like we'd see Fleury in a different uniform by the beginning of this upcoming season. It looked more and more likely like he would be shipped out of Vegas. I remember that I thought they were going to move him. I think in one of my older videos I thought they were going to move him. Maybe it was even in a podcast, that's how long ago it was. But I remember I thought that they were going to make this push for Pietrangelo, trade Fleury, try to allow that cap to be alleviated. I don't know what kind of teams would have been involved in this, but it would have been an interesting look because a lot of teams wouldn't have been able to have taken on his contract with $7 million for each season for a 36-year-old goalie. That would have been rough. Definitely would have been interesting though, but he didn't get moved. They gave Lehner that nice 5-year contract. The $25 million deal, and I really thought that Fleury would be out of the door with that, but he wasn't. It didn't happen. And I said while the contract was steep, I did think it was the right move because they're a contending team. In a normal situation, if this team was, average age, maybe just like an average to good team, I think I would say trade this old goalie that's 36, that's got $14 million on the books for the next 2 years to a different team. The thing is, though, Vegas is not a normal team. They are a top 3 contender. In my eyes, I think that Colorado, Tampa Bay, Vegas, I hate to bring it up, but I think those are the top 3 teams in the league in contention, for me at least. So, they're not a normal team. They can afford to make these kind of big money deals and keep on a lot of guys because they're building for, hopefully, a championship for them. Robin Lehner had off-season shoulder surgery, and since that, things have been a little shaky for him. I think since he's been coming back, he's had to recover from that, try to get ready for hockey. His stats on the year are 3-1-1 with a 2.96 goals against average, a .890 save percentage, and 0 shutouts. It has been a rough start for him, but there's a variety of reasons for this, and some are fairly simple. For starters, Robin Lehner, whenever he's in net, the Golden Knights give up the 18th most rush attempts per game at 1.58 per game. And another issue is that he's given up shots from a further distance out than you'd like to see, as he's 14th in the league, or 14th worst in the league for goals against distance. Basically, you, as an offensive, if you're on, in the offensive zone, you want to get as close as you can, likely, in order to score goals. That's where your best opportunities come, is up close. Now, if you have better shooters, you are able to get away with it a little bit more, but for whatever reason right now, I'm not saying that I watch a bunch of Vegas games. I probably watched 2 this year. Maybe they can't get the opposing team out front of the net. Maybe they're, hunkered down in front of the net so he can't see. But as of right now, he's giving up some goals from some distance. And that's, we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, though, you have to think that he's been dealing with some injuries before the season started, like we said. But now he's battling an upper body injury. I think there's just a lot of reasons here. I think that the injury maybe didn't heal up all the way. Who knows what we're dealing with here for Robin Lehner. I say we, but obviously I'm not involved. But, he's been dealing with some things. I think if he comes back, he'll be healthy and better. But as for right now, Marc-Andre Fleury has been lights out. His stats on the year are 7-2 with a 1.56 goals against average, a 937 save percentage with 2 shutouts. That's crazy good. He's also 8th in the league for SPAR for goalies, which just is standing points above replacement. If you watch baseball and you know what WAR is, where it's wins above replacement, think of it like that. So if a player is worth 4 SPAR, he would be worth basically 2 wins because he was worth 4 points above the replacement, whereas you get a win in hockey, you get 2 points. Now, I know he hasn't been tested a lot, as Vegas allows the second fewest shots per game and allows the 4th fewest high danger chances against, but Fleury has played really well. Let's remember, too, he's 36 years old. He's not some 25, 26-year-old that's already got some experience under his belt, but is also gaining his confidence even more. He's 36. I mean, he's obviously been a very good goalie for his career, but, you know, at 36, it's pretty incredible that he's even playing in the league still, and he's proving he's still valuable. So yes, I'm going to say it. As of right now, Marc-Andre Fleury is the best Golden Knights goalie. Even if Lehner was healthy, I don't know if he would have the same stats that Fleury does. Fleury's got off to a hot start, and I am aware it is a very, very small sample size. And by the end of the season, we could be looking at this and saying, oh, Fleury did have a good year, but Lehner eventually bounced back from his injuries, etc., and put up better stats. But in regards to the games they've played, yes, Fleury has been better. Fleury hasn't been tested a lot, but it will be interesting to see if he can play back-to-back games if necessary and perform well if Lehner misses more time with injury. So it'll definitely be interesting to see in that regard. If that is the case, I would expect his numbers to take a hit a little bit. A 36-year-old playing back-to-back games after a career of many, many miles on the tires is never a good thing. I would expect his numbers to, maybe not significantly, but it would rise. It'd be noticeable. Now, once Lehner comes back, I do think they'll ease him into the starting role. Fleury will probably get 40 to 45% of the starts, something around that number, just so, again, they can ease Lehner in there. And, you know, they're not in bad hands with Fleury. They're 7-2 when he's in the net. So they will ease him in there. Now, either way, it's honestly refreshing to see Fleury do so well this year because of that season last season where you thought, well, maybe is this, you know, the start of the end? But he's been playing really well. We're watching a goalie that I think has been an underrated goalie during his career. Obviously, he's played on some very talented teams. But I think that a lot of people forget that there's been times when Fleury has been on, he's been amazing. But I think, you know, with Malkin, Crosby, and now you have Vegas, he gets overshadowed with a lot of these great players. And people don't realize that he has been a very good goalie. Or at least they don't give him the credit I think he deserves. Now, my last thing I wanted to say is, do you think that Fleury will be the starter in net for the rest of the season if he continues to play well? Or do you think the Golden Knights will have Lehner return in net and be the starter as long as he's decent, like above average? Now, that's what I'm saying. Basically, if Fleury is red hot and Lehner is average, do you think Lehner will be in net? Or do you think that they'll keep Fleury and ride the hot end? Let me know what you think down below. Everybody stay safe, have a great day, and stay away from COVID, alright? Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes, and hockey fans in general. This is your captain signing off. Have a great week.